All right, Ledesma, we are coming at you today and ready to talk about U.S. standard units of measurement, right? Sometimes these are also known as English units or U.S. customary units of measurement. Now, here's the deal. I'm on this website, Math is Fun, once again. And today they're telling the story with this cute little alien, right? So this alien's name is Maggie, and Maggie is here to talk to you about US standard units of measurement. So the first one is for liquids, right? And liquids are measured in fluid ounces, cups, pints, quarts, or gallons. So which is which, right? These are the units of measurement that you use in the standard system. Okay, fluid ounces are small, right? It's about how much fits into a medicine cup. Well, that's pretty good, but you can't drink that amount, right? Then there's a cup, and a cup is like a standard size milk carton that you might get in a school lunch, right? After that is a pint, which is equal to 2 cups, right? So 1 cup is equal to 8 fluid ounces. 2 cups is equal to a pint, and this is the pint right here. By the way, this is not pronounced a pint, it is pronounced a pint. So there's a common mistake for you. Make sure you don't make it. Okay, but 2 cups equals a pint, which means it's equal to 16 fluid ounces. After that, you have 4 cups or 2 pints, which is a quart, right? And that's like the tall, skinny container of milk, right? And finally, you have the gallon. Now, the gallon's the biggest measurement in the customary system. Okay, equal to 16 cups, 8 pints, or you more commonly hear it as 4 quarts. The gallon is often like the big handle of milk, right? So that's what the gallon is. Okay. Moving right along, here's a way to look at it, right? 1 gallon is 4 quarts, 8 pints, 16 cups, or 128 fluid ounces. And you can see these little tiny units of measurement, you need tons of them in order to get all the way up to a gallon, right? So a gallon divided into fourths is a quart, right? Divided into 8 equal parts, you get a pint, right? And then you divide it into 16 equal parts, you get a cup. And then this one would be 16 times 8 down here. Okay, so that's how the US customary system of capacity works. Okay, and sometimes you will be asked to convert from one thing to another. So if somebody says, "Ooh, you have 2 quarts," and they might ask you, okay, how many cups is that? Well, you got to say, okay, I'm going to need to go, well, there's 4 cups in a quart, right? One, two, three, four in a quart. And so I'm going to have to multiply that by 4, and I will get 8 cups. Or alternatively, 2 quarts, it might equal instead, if you're doing just pints, you might get 4 pints, right? And so sometimes you will be asked to convert units of measurement. All right, moving right along, we're going to move to units of mass and weight, okay? So those are measured in ounces, pounds, and tons, right? Now, ounces, again, that can get a little bit confusing because we were talking about fluid ounces a second ago, but this is a different kind of ounces, right? If you mean an ounce of fluid, say fluid ounce, otherwise, you're talking about weight or mass. So, this is a good rule to know about right here, okay? So, talking about that, the smallest unit of mass is ounces. A slice of bread is about an ounce. Okay, it's very light, right? Then you get to pounds. 16 ounces equals a pound, right? That's a key measurement to know, right? You're going to want to memorize that one. People are usually measured in pounds. Most things that you're going to measure, unless they're really light or really heavy, are measured in pounds in the customary system of measurement, right? So human beings, dogs, most animals, most things you're going to measure them in pounds. Okay. Then when you get to extremely heavy things like elephants or trucks or container ships, things like that, heavy equipment, right? Then you might measure them in tons, and 1 ton, right? 1 ton is equal to 2,000 pounds. The weight of a standard elephant is about 8 tons. So let's go ahead and take that 8 tons, and that's abbreviated with a capital T, and let's figure out how many pounds is that. Well, if 1 ton is 2,000 pounds, you're going to have to do 8 times 2,000 to figure out, okay, how many pounds is that? And you will get 16,000 pounds, right? And pounds is abbreviated LBS, right? Alternatively, you might have something pretty light, and maybe you'll go in the reverse direction. Maybe something weighs in at 32 ounces, right? And if that's the case, you want to figure out how many pounds that is. Well, you know that 16 ounces equals 1 pound. So you're going to take 32, you're going to divide it by 16. You can use a fraction for division, right? And you get 2 pounds in that direction. Okay, so there is the customary system. Don't forget, right, that 1 pound is 16 ounces and 1 ton is 2,000 pounds. And then, of course, you convert that into ounces, but nobody really does that. Okay. Last but not length, last but not least is length, right? And this is measured in inches, feet, yards, and miles, and you're probably very familiar with those, right? Um, Inches, you know for a fact that 12 inches equals a foot. Everybody's known that since about second grade. But after that, they start to learn, okay, there's other units of measurement as well. Small units of length are called inches, right? The last joint of your finger and thumb is about an inch, right? 12 inches together is known as a foot, right? And it's about the size of a large foot. Not exactly, right? Because everybody's foot is a different size. Okay. Next up, 1 yard equals 3 feet. The length of a guitar could be about a yard, right? And finally, if you're measuring long distances, you might measure things in miles, and it equals 1,760 yards or 5,280 feet. So right down here, let's take a look at these key measurements. 1 foot equals 12 inches. 1 yard is 3 feet or 36 inches. 1 mile is 1,760 yards or 5,280 feet. And nobody really converts a mile into inches, but you could if you needed to. Okay. So sometimes you'll get a unit of measurement like this. You might get 4 feet. And somebody might ask you and say, okay, well, we want to know how many inches is that? And you're going to have to say, okay, well, since 1 foot is 12 inches, I've got 4 times 12. And so 4 feet equals 48 inches, right? Now, they might also say, okay, you've got that same 4 feet, but I want to know how many yards that is. How does that work? Well, 1 yard is 3 feet, but I have 4 feet. So I'm going to have to do 4 divided by 3. And you'll notice that's an improper fraction. You know that 3/3 equals 1, and you have 1/3 left over. So 4 feet is 1 and 1/3 yards, right? And that's another way that you could do it. You could also, I guess, just say that it was 4/3 of a yard, although it's always usually better to put your answer in simplest form. So that is the standard system of measurement. You could also go in and learn about temperature, which is in Fahrenheit, right? That's where 32 degrees is freezing, right? So there's another part of the standard system of measurement. I'm not going to go into that too much today. I encourage you to keep practicing on this website. Math is fun. They even have a little quiz for you to take down here. I hope you keep practicing. I hope you keep learning, and I will see you next time. Have a great day.